Hey, my name is Sadio Villacampos, and today I'm going to be talking about the Aztecs, the culture. So a little bit what I'm going to talk about today is the Aztec culture, their location, government, economy, religion, society, intellectual and artistic achievements, and end of Aztec civilization, and other highlights about them in between those topics. So, what is the Aztec culture? Well, the Aztecs are also known as the Mexicas. The Aztecs were a pre-Columbian civilization from Mesoamerica that is located in Mexico. The Aztecs were developed in a cultural region in Mesoamerica from 1325 to 1521. They are located in the Valle of Mexico around Lake Texcoco, which right there, if you guys see in the image, is where it's located. Legend says find a cactus with a bird perched that had a snake in its mouth. And if many of you have noted on the Mexican flag, that is the logo that is on in the middle of the Mexican flag. It is a place with dry land where Aztecs shifted from hunting to farming, which we're going to talk about that in the presentation as well. So the Aztec government, they had a king and slash emperor who ruled over the chosen by council of nobles and priests. Nobles served as judges, officials, and governors who wore gold jewelry, which showed royalty. Most crimes were punishable by death, being sold into slavery. Now, the Aztec government economy. The economy was based on agriculture, something that that is where Mexico economies lays on right now on agriculture. This is the case for the Aztecs as well. Farming, chinapas, which are floating gardens, which I'll show a picture of you in the next slide. What it basically is, they're filled in lakes and made with canals with irrigation. It's basically gardens that are floating on top of a lake to keep the soil moist, which was an easier way to keep crops going faster and from spoiling. They grew corn, squash, and beans. That was their most popular agriculture items that they sold. So right here, these are the floating gardens. Now, the Aztec religion. Their polytheistic chief god was Huitzilopochtli, the son of God. So he fought for darkness each night to raise a sun. Sacrifice ensured sun would rise as well. Something about sacrificing, something about sacrifice, which I'm going to get into it more into depth in this presentation. Human sacrifice, about 20,000 people within those were warriors and also slaves were sacrificed per year. Bodies were taken on top of pyramids, chests were cut open, hearts ripped out, and bodies thrown off. Most of them were prisoners, some slaves and nobles, constant warfare for more prisoners. So we gotta the reason why Aztecs would go into war, it wasn't for land nor gold, if not for slaves and warriors, where they could get more prisoners and sacrifice them. Now, the Aztec society was conformed by the emperor, nobles, priests who appointed king and conducted rituals, merchants, commoners who farmed land, warriors, and slaves. Now, on the next slide. Now, the Aztec intellectual and artistic achievements. As you see in the picture, that is a 365 days calendar and a 260-day ritual calendar that calculated the end of the world as December 21, 2012, which many of you have may heard. It was also medicine that they treated with herbs, using prisoners of bodies to study anatomy, and steam baths used as treatments as well. Now, The end of Aztec civilization. This is where the Spanish came in 1519 after AD to search of gold and God and glory. This was led by Hernan Cortes, as Aztec thought Cortes was the Quetzalcoatl god, which is a popular god in Mexico, who Hernan Cortes they thought he was, which in reality it wasn't, which in the next slide we're going to show. Now, the Emperor Moctezuma II, he was taking hostage and neighbor tribes and joined the Spanish. Now that is what led this culture, the Aztecs, to split apart. 3/4 of the Aztecs died from war and disease. And today, the Aztecs are known as the Nahua, not as Aztecs, if not the Nahuas. That is how they are called in Mexico. That is how they are considered as well. And that is it for this presentation. I hope you guys have a good day.